Good morning, it's Jonathan Barrett with the Morning Debrief. It's Wednesday the 5th of October. Current time is 7:35. Well, that's a move. Certainly a move in the Dow and the S&P just on the close. Saw a massive rally. So reminiscent, for those who have been in the markets for a while, of the plunge protection team that we had in recent or in years gone by. Whenever the market looks as if it's on its knees, all of a sudden this team would come in and basically put programs in to suggest put programs in which forces equity prices higher. It's mainly done on the futures, and all the RPAs just follow suit as a result of the futures going higher or dramatically higher. So anyway, but apart from that, there is news that, well, European central banks are coming to grips with how they're going to recapitalise their banks. Once again, it's another plan, it's another suggestion. We're still trying to work out some of the details of what was actually said that allowed this move to occur. But as a result of that, we've obviously seen the Dow and the S&P reverse significant losses. The S&P rallied close to 4.1% in the last 10 minutes of trading. So it's quite a significant move. And as a result of that, we've seen some follow-through, particularly in the crude oil market, which bounced off that 75.30 level back at 78. Gold bounced off 1,600. It's at 16.21 at the moment, and a little bit of a bounce there in copper. So quite a lot of volatility out there, there's no doubt about it. So let's get straight into it. Okay, there's that guy, look at that face. Quite interesting there. US stocks jump as S&P gains 4.1% in the final hour, so it's certainly very aggressive there. Okay, moving through, I guess for me, the most important things there. Orders in US for capital equipment increase by the most in 3 months. We are starting to see some very good signs there. Although the negative comments from Bernanke last night, tended to depress the market, we are seeing economic figures which are starting to look okay. So unless Ben understands there's more behind it, and that we haven't seen it, then probably suggest that things are starting to look a little bit better in the States. Okay, that's it on that major news there. Energy, oil falls, well, she's risen. And we also heard that obviously Ben Bernanke was once again there looking to support the market via some stimulus packages. He still thinks things are exceptionally weak. Anyway, let's see how that unfolds. Let's look around the globe at the world indices. And Dow Jones up 153, massive turnaround. S&P, as we can see, up 24. Nasdaq was up 68. Look at Europe, just complete opposite. Top 50 was down 2.21%. FTSE was down 2.48. The CAC was down 2.61. The DAX 2.98. Local market there also suffered. We'll just look at the local futures there. And there you can see a bit of a turnaround there just on the close as well, up 43 to 3939. I guess a lot of journalists will be rewriting the negativeness we've had over the last 24 hours and trying to condense into a positive story as to why the Dow rallied, or the S&P rallied 4.1% in the last hour or so of trading. Okay, let's have a look at commodity futures, and obviously weaker equity prices. You expect weaker commodities. That is the case. But obviously that turnaround in the last hour caused a lot of these commodities to flip around. Brent crude was only down a fraction. West Texas was down only a fraction, up a fraction, 77.74. It's actually trading at 78. So there is that turnaround. I was actually faced with doom and gloom this morning when I walked in, but a little bit happier as to the results. Good to see cotton back up, 101.87, up 2.68%. That's something we've been following for some time. When you look at corn, still down, wheat still down, oats, soybeans still down. All these markets are obviously under pressure due to economics, but I do think there will be a turnaround there soon. Copper also down 13.13, but holding above that 300 level. Gold down 35 at 16.22. Interesting move. 2 days of trading to the top side, and then on the sell-off they decided to get out. I start to think it's that weight of EFT selling from the mums and dads looking for liquidity, and that's providing us with a steady stream of sellers. That's really the only reason why I think gold is actually going down at the moment. I can't see anything else on the horizon. Silver down 0.62 at 30.17.5 as well, down 2%. Should see some turnaround there relatively quickly. Okay, now that's pretty much on that front. Let's have a look at the currencies. Look at that movement on the Dow. It's pretty savage there. But let's see how that unfolds. Okay, on the currencies, Aussie's still under pressure. Let's have a look at the dollar index first. Dollar index did reach that 80 level, a little bit higher, but now it's under pressure. Rang the bell at 80, and now she comes back. So we've really got to see exactly what happens in turn. That's actually quite a decent fall there, so that should support some of the commodities. Also, the Aussie, obviously dollar coming back under pressure a little bit after reaching that target at 80, which we had. Happy about that. A bit of a bounce there in that Aussie as well, 95.45 after being as low as 94. So that's nearly a 1 cent turnaround, so quite important there. Okay, obviously Euro, same thing, 133.26, up 1.14%. You can see that that's obviously on the back of some talk in the Eurozone about recapitalisation. And you can see that across with some of the other currencies. Dollar yen, very stable there indeed. Looking at local market, 39.35. Cyclone was where it closed. Might get a little bit of lift as to what's happening. Let's see how that unfolds. Look at that movement towards the close. Yeah, look, that's quite an aggressive move. How long will this little bit of bullish move last? I think it's anyone's guess. Let's see how it unfolds. Crude, we've always said anything with 77 in front of it or a 7 in front of it looks good. Look at that volatility. The lows we've got down there, as you can see, quite low, down at 75.50 area. And of course we saw a low there, in fact a little bit lower, 75.45. That is good support, and I probably expect it to hold there for the time being. Look, that's pretty much on that front. Let's look at the economic calendar now. Now remember, we have seen some pretty positive data out of the States of the last 3 bits have been good, so that might encourage, I think, a lot of people. So let's see whether we'll get some turnaround. Retail sales in Australia today expected up 0.2, prior was up 0.5. If it is above that area, then it starts to deliver into our theme of inflationary pressures. Remember yesterday, the RBA statement basically said that, provide us with a dovish tone. I don't know why, but they certainly did. And if anything there, I actually think that that will be short-lived. Still concerned with inflationary pressures around the world, and I think that's what we're looking at the moment. Excuse me. A bit of data in the UK. GDP, exports, imports, current account, etc. Eurozone retail sales as well. In the States, we've got ADP employment challenge, ISM non-manufacturing composite, MBA mortgage applications. So I guess that there's quite a bit of data out there at the moment, but I do think that the data in the States is starting to be a little bit more positive. Yeah, it all started with durable goods last week, and just starting to feel that things are happening. Ben Bernanke's always on the down, saying how that things are fragile. But some of this data I like. I just go, let's see how that employment data occurs at the end of the week, because I think that'll be the litmus test for it. But look, I'm more concerned on the inflationary front. For those on the bulletin, Barrett's bulletin, just have a look at that, because that's basically saying that there's a little bit of turnaround in inflation that we're starting to talk about. So that could be quite interesting. Okay, that's about it from me. Happy trading. Good luck. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.